if you were here. Yeah, I decided to go clean all of the tank glass so that y'all could see in there and so that I could do a feeding of any of the fish live. And apparently, I'm still really slow. I thought, oh, 15, 20 minutes, that'll be it. I needed an hour. I thought I'd be ahead of the game. I was wrong. But luckily, Mr. Kenny, Danikin Aquatic, called me and was like, hey, you know that people are waiting on you. You are 10 minutes late to your stream. And I was like, crap, because I don't have a clock in my fish room. But now we are here. And get used to it. Yeah, so today, as if, as if my medical saga were not great enough, I got to give you a couple updates. One is I'm having a lupus flare, hence the like bumpy face and like red face. Um, it's also going on in my joints. So bear with me if my brain's got some cobwebs in it today. The leg doing so much better. Uh, it's a little duct taped together, for good measure. But the craziest thing happened yesterday. How many days? 13 days. That's not a lucky number. 13 days after the surgery to close the wound. Hold on, let's mute everything. I thought I already did, but apparently I didn't mute the wife. Uh, Mute, wife. Anyways, 13 days after they closed up my incision, a 22-inch long incision up and down the leg. I was walking and it felt like I had a rock in my foot. This was yesterday. Well, I took a step. Ow. It got really sharp and painful. Very similar to the experience that ended me up in the hospital. I'm getting the last rays of sunlight here. Vitamin D. And oh, now it says I need to go closer to the internet. Let's do that. So sewed it up, cleaned it up. Well, there's a little black dot on the bottom of my foot, and I'm thinking that's odd. I thought they cleaned this foot of mine. No. So another rock came popping out of my foot when I squeezed just a little bit. And yeah, so another rock came out of my foot 13 days after surgery and 21 days after the initial supposed washout and surgery of the infection. Luckily, I am still on antibiotics, one type anyways, and I have topical antibiotics. So hopefully that'll be all right. I don't know. But I called the surgeon and I was like, are you freaking kidding me? You guys missed a rock bigger than a grain of rice in my heel after cutting my leg huge. I mean, you cut my leg this much and you missed the entry point, like the puncture wound on my foot. They missed it. Did they not x-ray it? Yes, literally, Cora. That was my exact question. So I got really huffy and puffy, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna write them. I'm gonna rabble. And yeah, I mean, they did what I expected, which was nothing. They're like, oh yeah, sometimes we miss stuff. Rocks fall out all the time. That's life. If you get a fever, then worry about it. Hey, Bob. Hi, Bob, buddy. Hello, little Bob. Bob. You're not Bob. You're not Bob. Bob. Here you go, Bob. I'll feed you over here because you're such a good boy. I am teaching my betta. He's a giant betta. to be petted. I don't know why, definitely selfish fascination, but he will come to the top. I mean, he's got food and he's still interested enough. I mean, he thinks better food will come maybe if he like rubs on my finger. Um, but Bob the giant betta is getting bigger. He's one of them giant bettas. I'm not just calling him a giant betta. But uh yeah, Bob's doing his thing. And by the way, look at this Laganandra chocolate. This Laganandra carolensis chocolate. Mmm, looks like I could eat it. Somebody asked, because I posted one of my many bills. I got like 200 grand in bills from hospitals, and somebody saw the $91,000 bill that I posted, and they're like, "Holy crap! What did you break in there?" A guy from Europe, I think, and I was like, apparently a BMW 7 Series, I guess. Jeez, I don't know. And then the full 200 and some, which isn't even the full. That's not the damage. Uh, oh, okay. So I need to move these guys. They are spawning in here. My Andouzi pencilfish. But they're just so tiny. And same with these. My little 4-dot rasboras, the smallest rasbora in the world. I mean, these are baby guppies here that are like maybe 3 or 4 weeks old, 4 weeks old. And they're bigger now than the 4-spot rasboras here. They get a little yellow, the males do, in their fin. And then there is the Andouzi pencilfish. Beautiful red on them, on the anal fin and on the tail. And they're tiny, half an inch to an inch. Super cool fish. So, guys, I have some cool announcements. I have some exciting announcements. History, do you ever catch anything out of the tanks like that? Impressive feat. Yeah. I mean, I can just cup the betta if I want to right now. Bob doesn't care. But it must state that it is really bad for their slime coat to be up and out of the water. So I try to pet him like under the water or right at the surface, and I just kind of give him a little dap on the head. I don't really I don't, and I never brush against the scale grain. You know, I just, it's just a thing I like to do. But, you know, I wouldn't want to get him sick or rub off his slime coat more than even just a touch probably does. But, you know, he's real lively. He'll hide all day in the back of the, like, back by the filter or back in that corner. And he comes out for food and sees me. Like, he doesn't care about, it's not the food. It's pretty funny. He associates me with food so much, I think, that he literally comes out and he'll like come to me. I'll put the food in the front and he'll still come to wherever my hand is. And I'm like, buddy, you're missing the point of this whole training. You're supposed to go for the food and then go for my hand. But he doesn't get it. And this angelfish, I haven't tried to train at all. He doesn't really want to be touched, but he does want whatever the betta's getting. Whatever the betta gets, he's like, yeah, I want that. So, okay, so first piece of exciting news. On Monday, Ivan Mikolji, yes, the one and only Ivan Mikolji, and we are looking right now at the diamond tetra, because one, I love this fish. I think it's super underrated, and the natural genetics of them are very close to this phenotype, meaning the wild ones looked similar to these. So iridescent scales of all colors, kind of champagne and platinum and turquoise and silver, with the little pink eye, and then they should have a light green, like seafoam color when spawning. You can kind of see the reflection of that, but the green in the tank kind of throws it off. But they should have a light seafoam green followed by a light lavender in their fins. And these have been endangered for, and pardon my sweating, it's just gonna happen today. I'm just not feeling well and the pain's pretty bad today. But they've been endangered in the wild since the 70s, which is when they were first popularized in the hobby big time. And they've been around even longer than that, but they got very popular for a while because they only get 2 inches or so. But the diamond tetra is from Lake Valencia in Venezuela. And they had a landslide and something like 30 inches of rain, I think, in a 36-hour period. And it was like a hurricane, and it caused a mudslide that then choked out. I am getting red in the face if that is looking better, and I'm sweating, so I hope that means something. And my eyes feel pretty clear. Sometimes they felt kind of glazed over the last few weeks. What's up, Ian? Aquatic Moose, what's up? So, let me stay on tangent. So, beautiful, beautiful diamond tetras never have been scarce in the hobby because even in the jungle, people grab them and release them in Colombia. In fact, the Wet Spot or Cichlid Exchange, they actually, the owner didn't know, Steve, when I talked to him, he didn't know that they were actually, their original population was now gone. He didn't know that they were protected in Venezuela. And this is what they approximately should look like. But Ivan Mikolji knows exactly, ooh, look at all that shimmer, knows exactly what they should look like. And so Ivan and I have teamed up, and we are going to reintroduce, in fact, it's already underway. You can't stop us now, Lebowski. This Ivan Mikolji, who made this book, incredible book. If you don't have it, he is starting a new book on the plants of the Orinoco / Amazon. But this is the fish of the Amazon in their natural habitat. And right there, we have the diamond tetra in one of the locations where it's not native. It's there, but it's not native. And also, he took pictures of some as late as 2004, I believe. He's going to go over it. He's going to give you... and this is a nice thick book, a great book. If you want it, go to ivanmikolji.com or just Google it. This is my favorite snack for the fish room right now. Pretty much everybody can eat it. But in any case, he is going to come on the channel. And our nonprofit, the Green Earth Alliance that Ivan and I set up, we are taking a population of those diamond tetras that are from a museum, the Natural History Museum of Venezuela, next to Lake Valencia, and a gentleman who is an employee at the museum, this old man, has had an old pool, basically, full of them since the 60s and 70s, and he'd grab some new ones and throw them in, but he kept the fish of Lake Valencia in his care, and like hundreds of them, and that's where the museum, which has a small aquarium, got their genetics. And we met the guy. He can breed the fish for us in a 120-gallon tank. He's going to do some breeding. The way they breed is absolutely fascinating. Ivan's going to go over it with video and pictures, but basically the way they breed, and one of the reasons why they couldn't breed them in captivity for a long time and they had to catch them, they just released them into rivers all over South America, and then the locals were like, sweet, we can just catch whatever tetras we release. Not a good way to do things, but what they do is they hang out in a shady place. This is really specific. I don't know how they figured it out by watching them in the wild. They hang out under a shady place, either a cut bank or a log or something that casts a wide shadow where they feel safe and they can hide. The females all line up under there. The males then dart out into beams of sunlight and show off all their sparkly. They show off all this. They're like, ooh, look at me. I'm the one the ladies want. And then I'm pretty sure Magic Mike music plays, like Chippendales type music. That's part of the natural process. And then the females decide who they want. Then they swim, and they do this in the swimming pool that this guy has. They swim like 30 feet over to a pile of rocks that is on the shore. So they need rocks, and they need like kind of just like fist size to like these rocks would work, but they want smooth rocks, and they want a pile of them. And then the males and females weave around and into the crevices, and they lay their eggs, and the male fertilizes them as they're falling 2 or 3 at a time. And that is how the diamond tetra spawn. It's really specific to the river they came from, in that it had, the river and the lake had a steep bank, and then it had lots of vegetation, and it has rocks. So that is how they breed. And ever since, they've not bred properly there. They bred sporadically up in the streams that go above the tributary. But that lake is a rare lake that has no exit. It only has water filling it. And so it's kind of unique. Also, I got some new Equus pencilfish. They're just getting their color. See the red in the anal fin there? And they're going to color up beautifully. They'll get a full red half of the fin, and then they'll get like a burgundy color and a little bit of blue. They're going to be great looking. There's 8 or 9 of them in this tank right now. And boy, Bob the Betta just wants his love. I don't know why he wants more pets, but he does. Okay, so that's my first big announcement, is that Monday at 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern time, that Ivan has a presentation, and he's going to chat with us. And if all goes according to plan, and he has power in Valencia, Venezuela, because they have rolling blackouts right now because the government's basically out of money. That's the plan. That's what we're going to do. And so I'm really excited about that. Now, I have a second announcement, which is that Mr. Kenny, yes, you all know and love Kenny, Kenny of Danikin Aquatics, he and I are going to stream Sunday night together. And that should be a lot of fun, just hanging out, chatting, shooting the shoot, I guess, talking the talk, walking the walk. If you guys have fish questions, we'll answer them. And that's going to be, I believe, at 6:30, I forget, my brain's kind of scattered, but it's either 6 or 6:30. I'll put up a community post, and of course, you can tune in on Danikin's channel. That's where we'll be Sunday night. So, that's what's going on in my life. It's a billion degrees in this fish room, but let's look at some fish. So, I recently did that video on how lovely, if you know what you're doing, and really that is key. If you don't know the species yet, I wouldn't go with a filterless 2.5 gallon tank. In fact, chili rasboras, a lot of people would kill in a filterless 2.5 gallon tank. But if you have things set up right, if you have the right plants, the right lighting, the right stuff, 6 p.m. Sunday, Kenny says. Not 6:30, 6 p.m. Alright. So, be there or be hexagonal. Alright. So, also, this was the tank that I was most worried about when I was in the hospital. Because it's got my favorite little cichlids. The male. I don't know where the female is. Where are you, female? And it's also got my Chinese white-cheeked gobies, which have orange piping on them. And what they eat is scuds. Scud, 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 scud. Scud, 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 scud. Alright. So, here we go, putting all the scuds in. And then we'll watch them do their little magic of hunting. And we'll watch the fish, too. Well, they're both fish, but we'll watch the cichlid. So I scraped all the algae off, but I guess I didn't clean all of the water stains off everything. There's still some low on this tank. Now, where is the female? I guess we'll have to lure her out with more scud, 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 scud. Scud, 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 scuds. But you can see the little gobies going for it, getting it. Oh, man, that was too close. It was too focused, but he got it. These guys will eat until they look comically bloated. I mean, his head's already getting big from eating them all. Okay, so here's the female, and she's the better hunter. Oh, she just took that from him. Okay, I guess we're going to have to watch the action. Amy Lou, thank you so very much for the $5 super chat. I truly appreciate it. And it says that this is your 10th super chat in my live streams. Holy cannoli. What a generous person. Thank you so kindly, Amy. I didn't know. I guess it tells you that now. Alright, so let's see what these little guys get up to in the next few moments. Should we add some more scuds? I think we should, because she's out now. And look, she's just chasing them as if, like, she wants all the scud hunting for herself. Whereas these two jokers are, there's two of them that must be, like, male or dumb. Maybe there's no difference. But they go right up into her territory. She's back up there. And they don't care if she's hunting or if the scuds are around. They're like little Heckle and Jekyll. And they just come and, I mean, they play chasing each other. They play around. They are a lot of fun. And I got these guys at Moonlight. Which he's back from Super Zoo. Oh, she's not happy. Alright, we'll get her some more scud, 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 scud. I like that I'm doing Dragnet theme music to scuds. Hey, come back. Oh, this guy's gonna get it. Oh, sniped. Well, they both are gonna get one. If she can catch it. She got it. Oh, no, she let it go. What are you doing? She got it. Okay. He got two. And there's another one by his tail. Will he see it? Will he see it, ladies and gentlemen? Oh. Yes. To the tune of shots by Little Wayne. Scud, 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 scud. That's kind of hard to say, actually. But I appreciate the sentiment. I didn't get the water stains that are literally... So, Kenny, these are, and thanks for your support, man. You are probably my oldest subscriber, I think. But 46 months, they are, these little gobies, they're pretty much full grown now. They will get more color and they will get a little fatter, but they are white-cheeked Chinese stream gobies. And they're fully freshwater. They have babies in fully freshwater. And I forget their Latin name off the top of my head. It's kind of hard to say. Look at her. Look at, she is poised. But she has some bites. So I'm hoping they maybe spawn finally. Because these are Tenkara candidii. And they're one of the smallest cichlids out there. Fully grown. And I don't know why they can't have babies. Or why they haven't. If it's the tank. If it's just not the right music. If they have to be a certain amount of mature. You know, if their parents don't approve, I don't really know what's going on. But, oh, how do I get water stains all over everything? Oh, it's probably because I put scuds, 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 scuds in all my tanks. And I, on the way down, drip, 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 drip. Stephen P., howdy. Duhalt, what's up? Joey, hello. Portola, up here in Linwood. Oh, right on. Portola 45. If you're in Linwood, Washington, right on. If you are in Linwood, California, which I take it you're not because you use 2 N's, still right on. But, ooh, look at the orange coming through on him tonight. Yeah, he's showing off. You know, actually, I might be wrong. I think, so that is a male, the orange one. But I think the other one is a female. It's really hard to tell unless they color up. And this one's just coloring up because of the Scud Feast. The Scud Feast was like a little too much. It set him over the edge. Okay, so this is why I'm in trouble on Reddit. Is, oh no, I've got Beta Maha Chiensis. And there's a male. And there's a male. Uh-oh, I got 2 males in the same 2.5 gallon tank with no filter and no way out. And a female. And actually, it's a lot worse than that. There's 2 more adults in here. There's 2 more females in here. And how could these fish stay alive? How are they not ripping each other apart limb from limb? Well, they're siblings. And not only that, I have babies. People on Reddit were flipping me crap, and we're going to look to see if there's any new fry. These guys are bubble nesters, and their fry are absolutely minuscule. But they've got their peat moss and their sawassertang and a few key snails. And so far, I've kept, or they've kept, any scuds or planaria out of their tank. I feed them only Daphnia and brine shrimp. Now, oh, look at that, guys. We have a confirmation of a baby that survived. Did you guys see it? There is a baby back there. A baby back fish that has made it to at least half an inch. Can we scare them forward? They're probably going to want to hide in the debris field over there. But that makes me really happy that there is still a baby that survived, and it's going to survive. It's big enough now that I don't think the parents are going to eat it. That's very cool. Okay. because I moved all the other ones. I took the turkey baster as soon as I saw their little cute little faces. Oh, there's another one. There's another one right down here. I don't think you guys can see it very well on the live stream though. And then there is the betta malak, the betta compuncta. And any betta, let me just tell you, with a mouth like a bulldog that opens like this on a hinge, that opens so that it is used to feeding at the surface. See that? See how its mouth is like a gate that opens right to feed from the surface rather than forward facing? That's gonna be a mean betta. It's gonna have the ability to be a mean betta, is what I should probably say. But I'm gonna go out on a limb and just say it's a mean betta. Now down here we have betta imbelis. And here we have the male doing his thing. We have a female. We have a subdominant male. And we have another female. And we have a Battis that somehow survived and has just decided to hang out with them. I don't know. It came from an egg left over from when I had Battis in here earlier. I have not seen any baby fish in here. Oh wait, did I speak too soon? There is a little fish back there. But I've not seen them breeding in any number in here yet. They're siblings, but I am keeping an eye on it. These guys can get a little bigger, about like that. And I think they deserve a bigger tank, even though they're in a filterless. Which, by the way, so are my Goodyids. And there are so many babies in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, there's so many babies. If you just start looking, you just start seeing babies everywhere. They're all over back there. I mean, there's probably, I don't know, 50, 100. I need to top it off with water. There's even babies in here because I ran out of room. I thought there were too many in the other tank. So they're in with my metallic live bears. But that's what's going on. And then over here, those bettas, those wasqui wabbits. Uh-oh. Planaria, guys. Suck it up. Suck it up, Buttercup. Those planaria. You know who loves those planaria? And who I've trained to only eat planaria? Pencilfish and hovering loaches. It is the nectar of the gods to these little guys. They will eat those things up like there's no tomorrow, which is great. But I still don't like planaria, but I've decided I wanted to try to figure out something other than the brand No Planaria, just because it can kill snails and stuff. So here we have our live little baby betta, and there actually are quite a few in here, but they hide amongst the shrimp. So in here you can see my Malawa coals. There's a blue one. Well, it wasn't good enough. There's some clear ones. There's a reddish one. There's some more clear ones. There's another bluish one. Clear one. But these little fish right here, I feed them once a week. I give them a water bottle of pond water. And that's all they really need. I really need to like upgrade and trim and cut and, you know, do things to this fish room. But hold on, guys. But yeah, things are coming along. Things are coming along. Gales, nature artist, what up, Sam? Good to see you, buddy. I was just saying that on Monday, Ivan Mikolji, who you have illustrated the fish that bears his name, you and he were slanging art at Findig down in Sacramento, and yeah, it was really, really good work that you did. But he's coming on, and we're going to talk about not his infamous fish, but we are going to talk about... Oh, that guy's spine is bent. That tetra has a bent spine. But we are going to talk about saving the diamond tetra and putting it back to its rightful home. We'll give these guys something other, just for a little taste, something other than planaria and seed shrimp that they siphon off the other tanks. Also, I need to just clear this tank out. We got a ton of green jade shrimp in here, and there's a lot of algae, and they're kind of holding a tie. Also here, we've got domestic betta, and here we've got the glass guppies, the babies. There's a bunch of babies in the back. They'll come forward. Sprinkle some of this micro wafer. This is the stuff I've been liking, as well as this for the bigger fish, and the Aquarium Co-op dry fish meal, which is really just ground up salmon guts. Oh no! I don't know if you guys saw that, but I just dumped a good tablespoon down into my medication drawer, and my knot of wires down there. That was dumb. You heard it, yeah. Everybody heard it. So, that fish room is 1,000,000 degrees, and I'm melting now. And my wife just gave me a look like, you need to take it easy. I'm gonna hurt you if you end up ill again. Is that what that look is, honey?
Yes.
That's what that look is, honey. Alex, have you tried freeze-dried black soldier fly? Yes. So all of the fluval bug bites is basically black soldier fly larvae, and it's great stuff. So yeah, everyone says hi, Laura. Hi. No, don't hurt him. He does enough of that already. Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Fair point. Oh, you're at the National Reptile Breeders Convention in Daytona, Sam? And on Lizard Day, isn't it like International Lizard Day, or was that yesterday? I can't keep track of my days. I know one of the days was that. I probably look so bad with all this sweat. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm a little piggy. Let's try to be more ladylike. Jeez. So, guys, if you missed it, 6 o'clock Sunday on Kenny's channel, Danikin Aquatics. I'll post the link. He and I are taking over the channel because Danny is going camping. My wife is going camping. I don't get to go camping. Well, I'm a boy. I'm a stinky boy. That's one problem. But also, I didn't get invited, guys. What, you rolled your eyes? Am I invited?
Would you come? No.
Am I invited?
We've been together 10 years. We've camped together once.
I'm not invited. So, Alex, that's how I feel. Checking the mail down here. Okay, alright. I hear you. Rest my leg. Yeah, I should definitely do that. And I'm walking around a lot. Yes, I am walking around a lot. You know, so guys, they sent me home with a walker. And actually, I stole the walker. Let's not lie. I was like, can I have that? Because it should be mine with how much money I'm spending here. And so I took this walker, but I only used it for like 5 days. And then I was like, it's like that scene in Forrest Gump where he starts running and he's like, I'm running. That's me. I'm Forrest Gump. It's essentially what I'm saying is I'm Forrest Gump. You know how he's at like all these important events around the world and stuff? I'm just at me getting hurt around the world. That's like my byline. That's my story, as it were. Hold on, guys. I have some M&Ms in the truck that I want to grab for later. Oh, yes. Your daughter is getting sent to my area for 6 weeks. Stay with her for a scuba. Oh, nice. Is there anything legal she could collect for you? Wow. I don't know. I mean, no, I collect anything that I'm interested in. They will charge your insurance $2K for that walker. Oh, yeah, for sure. They already are. I think I just told you at the beginning of the stream. I've got over 200 grand in bills. One admission bill at the hospital alone is $94,000. I went to 2 hospitals for this whole septicemia thing. Do you have a pair of slip-on shoes? Yes, I do. I actually have a pair of Birkenstocks that I'm wearing right now. It's you're gonna laugh, but I've also got a pad of gauze taped to the bottom of my foot. Um, She'll probably only dive salt water. Well, I don't have any salt water, and the salt water here is cold, but it's beautiful. If you are diving in Washington, it is beautiful, and she needs to go to Edmonds. The Edmonds Underwater Dive Park, phenomenal. I mean, it's like world class, world rated. Really cool. And yeah, the collection laws are pretty weird out west, especially for saltwater. So I'd tell her probably not to collect unless she wants to get like a temporary license to collect like crab or mussels or oysters or something. Just don't touch the abalone. For the love of God, don't touch the abalone. They will hunt you down. They will kick in your door. They will pretty much do the worst. I mean, they're worse than the ATF, the abalone police. Let me tell you what. And then I have one more thing I want to show you guys. Tide pools are all protected too. Yeah, there's weird lines. Like, you can go collect with one of those bags as a scuba diver. You can even go spearfishing, but tide pools are all protected at the low tide line. George, RB3, how you doing, my southern brother? I know you're not really south that far, but you're still my southern brother. Okay. Million degree room. I gotta come in here one more time because I forgot what I was gonna show y'all's. So my wife and I are going out to the Olympic Peninsula, hoping Hoka shoes. I don't know Hoka shoes, but I'll have to check them out. What? They're tennis shoes? Is it a brand? My wife knows all about it because she has 8 million shoes. In Oregon, you get charged $1,800 just to walk in the door of the ER. Oh, I got charged $9,000 this time in Washington, and I live here. Someday, guys, I can put together a map of how much every ER room is in every state. I hate that I can say that there's already I know 5 of them. I know Idaho, Montana, Washington, Oregon, and Florida. Unfortunately. But yeah. So guys, I got a new magic wand. Expectoramus ignoramus. I don't know the Harry Potter spells, but this is better than a Harry Potter spell. This is a new Tenkara rod. I broke my other one because, well, I break everything in my life, including myself. But I got a 13-footer. Yeah, how's that for a big Tenkara rod? I need to get a little 6-footer. And I would say for my glove box, but literally this one fits just fine in my glove box. Sorry for all the shaky filming, guys. But this is the whole 13-foot rod, and you can it's Tenkara, not Tenkara. or 10. I don't even wait. How would I do that? Koro, it's Tenkara, not Tenkara. Tenkara. I don't know. If that wasn't clear, I'm sorry. It was a joke. Yeah. Okay. All right. Koro, cool it down. I don't get your jokes. I don't get your humor. You're not funny. You're not cute. Um, no, but it did come with a pretty sweet tube that I want to store maps in. But I'll probably store the pole in it because the way I broke the pole last time was I closed the car door on the tip and broke off just the tip. The new one comes with 2 extra tip parts. What does it do? It's a fly rod for, well, I fly fish with them. But it is a Japanese ancient style fishing rod that old men carry around Japan. And it has kind of come back in style other places. But basically, it allows you to fish for teeny tiny fish. And you literally just hold it out. And the amount that you shake naturally or your heartbeat is enough play in the bouncy pole that's 13 feet long. And I get floating line and with like the tippet and everything all done because it's just easier. And there's no reel. You just pull up basically, and it's like an old-fashioned stick and catgut thread with the Hawaiian-looking hook, except you use micro hooks usually. But the idea in a lot of Japanese communities is you catch the smallest fish or the most symmetrical and best markings on a fish, and that's how you win the fishing contest, not by the biggest fish or the most weight or the longest or the most number. Kind of interesting. Joey, question: why is it that some of my guppies and endlers get sick with the skinny illness when everything is perfect? Ooh. Everything is not perfect. Yeah, there's a direct line. Yeah, no, some people actually have a line that's real thick. There's a braided line that gets thinner and thinner like a bullwhip, and then it goes down to monofilament the last foot or two in most Western setups. But some people actually use cloth for the line. I have the line around here somewhere, and I'll answer your guppy question in one moment. Where did I put that? Oh, it fell on the floor. So, here's the line. Not discreet. Fish can see it, but the idea is so you can pull it back when it's that long of a Tenkara rod, and you can flick it like a bow and arrow, and literally your line lands right where you are holding the fly in your hand. You get tension on the rod and you let it go, and it whips, and it will just lick the top of the water and catch. I mean, it works great for fish. I'm gonna fish in my tanks. Yeah, that's right. Actually, without a hook or filing down a hook, I have fished in my tanks just to see what gets their attention because I'm also fishing for little minnows. So I have been very curious. Sketty Nona, it's so good to see you. Anyways, and yes, your name is green because you support the channel and you are awesome. Alright, let's see here. So what I was gonna say, thanks for the membership, generous donor, whoever you are. Seriously, did somebody give those and I didn't see it because this app sucks? I don't know why it doesn't tell me. Hey, Johnny Best, what's up, buddy? But Steve, hello. And the guppy wasting thing. So there is a guppy virus, just like the tetra virus, just like the ram virus, just like the German blue ram, that is, and just like the gourami, opal and blue dwarf gourami virus, where nothing really happens, but they just slowly fade away. They get skinny, their back gets like broken looking, and they just slowly die. And it is such a bummer, and that's a thing. You could have that. More common, these days, anyways, is that you have a parasite and that it is leaching out all the good nutrients from the fish. So it's literally losing its um, glucosamine and chondroitin, its cartilage, and its calcium, potassium, magnesium. And it will do that over time. Yes, and Morwena, as you were saying too, uh, there are toxins that can cause fish to behave that way. But if it's only happening to a few guppies out of a group, and you see that your other fish are doing okay, that could be it. Also, too soft the water can cause the back to not form properly if they're still growing. It can also cause digestion issues if the water's not hard enough. The pH being that it should support their gut biome that's kind of evolved for that pH. But, yeah, thanks, Johnny. If you guys want to smash that like button, I'd like that. I mean, I'd be okay with it. I'd let y'all smash. Um, my guppies get white spots, but it's not ick. That's probably their slime coat having an issue. That's probably a small parasite. That's probably a protozoa burrowing into their skin and causing a lesion that then their slime coat tries to defend against but can't, and then it leaves a hole. Then the slime coat comes off, then it can get a secondary infection. So you may need to treat it with a gram-positive bacteria for the secondary antibiotic, which will target gram-positive bacteria. Um, Something like erythromycin or maricin, those work well, and you can use those. You can also mix them into a Vaseline and put it directly on the fish. Just light coat, and you don't want to touch the fish that much in the process, so that's a little tricky. More for bigger fish, actually. Don't try it with a guppy. And then more than that, though, I would get some Canaplex or flubendazole, some sort of anti-parasitic. Dose that into the tank. Then, if you can, get levamisole or Expel P by Fritz, and that is levamisole. That is hands down the best dewormer. I'm guessing it is a worm, flatworm, not a round true worm, but a flatworm or a nematode that is in your guppies, probably. If it's not, it could be that virus. To be safe, you may want to move them to a quarantine tank and just get them away from your other guppies if you really value your guppies. And that happens in a lot of fish. That same thing where they just get skinny, they waste away, their spine starts to look crooked or their belly looks sunken. They just look lackluster, and it takes like a month or two. It's classic signs that something is sucking their life out of them. Something is eating all the nutrients out of their stomach. Steve, good job keeping them quarantined. You know, if possible, that's great. Since they're live bears, they probably want, 8.0 water with maybe 300 TDS. It doesn't hurt to add a couple almond leaves still. The botanicals will be soothing to them, and they are anti-parasitic. Adding a little bit of garlic, not a bad idea either. If you can mash up some garlic and mix it with some sprinkles of food, if you can get them to eat it, it works pretty well. Also, you can buy fish food with the anti-parasitical, or dewormer made into the food. That's ideal. It's a little expensive, and I don't know if it's available everywhere. I mean, I know it's not available outside the US, but I hope that info helps. I know it's a lot of things that it could be, but I hope that helps because it's a big problem that happens to a lot of people. Um, Anthony, thank you very kindly. So, you guys, I gotta wind up, wind out, wind up. Jethro Tull, wind up, stand up, stand up. And when I was young and they sent me off to school, I learned how not to play the game. Now I got Jethro Tull stuck in my head. Thanks a lot, me. Um, so, guys, Monday. Ivan Mikolji is supposed to be on the channel. He's in Venezuela, like I said. There could be rolling blackouts because they just lose power because their government is falling apart. And we kind of have to mind what he and I say over live internet, or it might just cut out. So we have to be very positive about Venezuela. If you see me acting weird, being like, I love how they're preserving their nature, even though they do the worst job ever at preserving their nature. There's oil spills in all their natural preserves. You'll know what's going on. Also, Sunday, with my wife out of town camping because she doesn't love me, Kenny's wife doesn't love him either. And so Kenny and I are going to stream together on his channel. So go over to Danikin Aquatics, check him out. He's got like an entire house full of fish. I've toured it. I've done live streams there. It's fun. You'll see. We don't need to talk about fish even. We stray pretty far from that sometimes, but we just hang out and we're all fish people. Red Swammers. Last question here. Let's see here. Set up a new tank a week ago. However, there has an ammonia spike. I think it's the aqua soil. No fish yet. I got plants and filter, but not working. What do I do? Just keep waiting. That's great that you're taking your time. Good for you. So many people are impatient and they throw fish and plants. Everything goes in at once and you don't know which variable's which. When you're still new or still cycling a tank, it's best to just let things happen one by one. Sometimes it can take a month, something might have happened. Don't clean that filter. Don't scrub it or squeeze it or rinse it out. Leave that filter alone for like the month. Let it get all debris and stuff, unless it's so clogged with mud or dirt and silt from like setting up the tank that it's not working, that it's just clogged. That's the only time you would want to like rinse it lightly. But you want all that stuff on the filter. And like you said, there is a chance that your aqua soil, depending on what you used, like Fluval stratum, it won't do it. Brightwell won't do it. But ADA Amazonia and a lot of others, any sort of soil from the garden or like Miracle Grow, anything like that, any root tabs, all will have nitrogen compounds that will spike first as ammonia. Then what you'll want to see is the nitrites. So for a week or two, you'll see nitrites spike and then go away. Then the ammonia should go away, and then your nitrates with an A should start generally increasing, and the ammonia should go away. Once the ammonia and the nitrites are gone, your nitrates will be all that's left, and if you want to do a water change, you can. Otherwise, your plants will help eat it, and you can deal with, all the way to light pink on the test strips, all the way to light red or pink in the test tube, with the nitrates. They're not dangerous until high levels generally, but even at the 40 or 50 parts per million, just remember that nitrates, they do weaken the immune system of the fish a little bit, so they are susceptible to other things. But for the most part, once you got that, your system will be cycled. And the fact that you've done it slowly like this, it is going to be all the better, because if you did get a spike from plants rotting or from your aqua soil getting moved around, or just your aqua soil slowly leaching that ammonia, it will give you an extra buffer. It will give you that much more room in your gas tank of good bacteria to break down ammonia. So if another fish were to die, or if something goes wrong and you have some ammonia show up, it can handle it. Your tank can handle it. So let it handle the ammonia. As long as it's not like over 10 parts per million or 8 parts per million, just let it naturally handle it. Your tank will cycle and you'll be all the better for it. Let's see here. Fish Tropic, what's up? Also, Johnny Best, what is your most favorite stem plants of all? I think Ludwigia pontanal is a beautiful plant. I love it. Limnophilia aromatica drodois. That's another one I absolutely love. Purple. It's like Limnophilia aromatica turned inside out. Love those ones. If you add stress zyme, can you add fish to your tank in the same day? You do not want ammonia. If you use fish zyme, I would not add fish. I would not add stress zyme and then add fish the same day. I would add fish the same day, depending on what you're doing. If they're danios or like hardy guppies, not fancy rare guppies that have had a pampered life in a great tank that's just so. If they're just like pet store guppies, like the mix bin, they should live through even 2-3 parts per million ammonia. They may get their gills burned a little bit, and that is cruel according to a lot of people. But with danios, they can handle that. With any labyrinth fish, they can handle that. So they're a bad indicator. So actually, bettas, gouramis, those kind of fish, they're not a good indicator of when your ammonia has gone down as far as watching them. Test your water and add your fish when it's good to add them ammonia wise. I wouldn't cycle the tank with fish in it and adding stress zyme, because you're going to be behind the curve. You're going to have to play catch up. And unless that's a sacrificial fish, you're okay losing a danio or something like that. And that's to each their own. But if you're okay with that, then you can add stress zyme if you want. I don't know how much it helps. It might soothe the burns they get a little bit, but they're still going to get ammonia burns, and they're going to have a hard time breathing. And then they may die. They may recover and be fine. Just kind of depends on how much ammonia you have when you're cycling your tank, and how new it is, and what plants are in there, and all that kind of stuff, your filtration. Johnny Best, thank you so much for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate it. You are the best. What fish is the best canary in a coal mine? Coro, why you got to ask good questions right before I leave? Okay. So I think the ruby tetra is an excellent fish for any acidic waters. I think an Endler is a great fish for hard water. But I think a ruby tetra works great for 7.5 and down. They will gradually turn clear. Rummy nose work well. Work as well. Lady Anna White. They are their red will drain from their body, and gradually they'll get it back when the water's good. when there's tannins, when the pH is low. Both those fish love it at like 6.0, TDS of 150. So between that and some ram's horn snails where you can kind of see how thick their shell is, so you can kind of guess what the KHGH TDS situation is. I use those, and then some plants like hornwort, that'll tell you if you go over 8.0, it'll fall apart. Kabamba will also usually fall apart. So there's like these hints that by looking at a tank, once you get to know, aquariums, Coro, aquariums, and you would, um, you would you'll learn these things, and you'll learn little things about each fish. But that's why you should test, so that you can say, oh, at this pH this happens, whereas at this pH the fish is colorful and happy. Guys, I'm gonna go now. I haven't read Ivan's book this calendar year yet, and I think I've got to look through it again. I just love seeing what the fish are doing naturally, and reading stories of like how they're spawning, and like the weird triggers for spawning. Maybe I'll do that. I think I did 15 fish that spawn in weird ways, but I might do one that's like the weird triggers that cause fish to spawn for a video. Guys, yeah, you should go on early, George, RB3, and everybody should watch. K-Day, you're always here right at the end. I'm sorry. But yes, I'm going to go rest, you guys. I need to. It's been an hour now. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful evening. I hope your fish are doing well. I hope your plants are doing well. I hope I'm doing well, so we can all do this again on Sunday with Kenny, and on Monday with the lovely Ivan Mikolji. All right, guys, much love, and I will see you later. Thank you, super chatters. Thank you, subscribers, members, and everybody watching the replay. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.